Hey guys, next up in the workshop, we've managed to capture something that the BPRD has been looking for a long time.
Hey guys, welcome back to the studio. We are continuing to do Nimue from the Hellboy board game by Mantic Games. So, we're pretty much done the red of the cloak. I mean, it looks pretty fine. It's got some nice movement. It's got some nice highlights and lowlights in there. It's looking pretty darn good, I think. So now we are moving on to the skin and the hair. The skin, what I've done is I've done the Bugsman Glow, and then I did an all-over paint of the Cadian Flesh Tone, gave it a wash with the Reichland Flesh Shade, and now we are going to take a nice fine brush, and we are going to start building up the highlights with Cadian Flesh Tone again. I don't want my detail brush. I don't want my Psycho. I don't want my insane detail. I want my tiny, 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 tiny insane detail. Should be all we need. We need more. Well, guess what? I have a whole pot's worth. We're going to worry about that later. Okay. Now again, we're going to put on our things make it look bigger thingy. Because even with my glasses, my eyesight is old and I want control. Water. Thin it down. And now we are going to do the best job we can do. Nobody expects you to do better than what you can do. All you can do is learn from your mistakes and grow. Don't worry if it takes you a little bit of time. Get your colors right where you want them. Great thing about miniatures is even though it might be a little time consuming, you can always go back to the step before. And figure, and redo. Now here we are going to build up the cheekbones. And we are going to build up the jawline. The chin. And kind of even into the nose. Forehead. And again, you have to remember that when everything is all said and done, you're looking at these miniatures, from an arm's length away. I mean, people will probably pick them up and look at things from a little bit closer, especially if it looks really good. And that'll happen. And all you have to do is just take your time. Be careful. And be confident about where you want to put your paint. And create those shadows. Where you think the shadows should be. And you'll find that your flesh tones, or whatever color you're working with, will just kind of pick up where they kind of naturally should be. Also, look at people's faces, especially in in movies or on TV, and look where the light kind of hits them. So there we are. You can kind of see how the shadows are starting to kind of come together. The shadows and the highlights are coming together. Now we're going to go with one more highlight. It's called Kids Love Flesh. Being. And this one is just going to touch on a few spots. We're not going to need a lot of it. Again, we're going to stay with the insane detail. Usually I find more a little bit of water. Thin it down. And we're going to hit, places. Oh. Hit places like, the bridge of the nose. The upper part of the cheek. The brow. A little bit. On top of the breast, just to give it a little bit of highlight. A little bit on the top of the thigh. That's really all we're going to do. Just give it that little oomph. Okay. From there, what we're going to do is we're going to move on. We're going to do the hair. Now the hair has been done in Abaddon Black. See, I've kind of went and see, I've kind of cleaned it up. Sometimes it'll, and the camera's being silly today. But anyway, I've kind of cleaned it over the cleaned it up and filled in what was already painted over. So now we're going to take a color called Dark Reaper. And this time we're going to go back to the detail brush, but I want to keep that one right handy to me. We're going to go back to our regular detail brush. It's weird. It focuses on that, but it won't focus in on the models. I don't know. I don't understand it. Take a little bit of Dark Reaper. Put it on the palette. Water it down a little bit. Make it flow nicely. And then what we're going to do is going to hit some of the strands. With that Dark Reaper. Don't forget we need to do the back side too. Hey. Apparently Studio Cat needed a little bit of attention. And if it's a little bit of a thicker highlight than just, just the one strand, that's fine. There we are. Again, I don't know if it'll pick it up, but you can kind of see some of the... There we are. Kind of see some of the strands that have been picked up. Now we're going to take our next color, which is our Thunderhawk Blue. going to pop just a little bit of that color out. Don't need a whole lot of it. We're going to go back to the Insane Detail brush. Again, a little bit of water it down, make it flow nice. And we are just going to pick out some of the high parts. Again, nothing, nothing too much. Just a few spots. At the tips, maybe midway. That's really all you want to do for the hair. Flowers are happy. There it is. Now, there is a little lock of hair that is on her face, just under the hood. Take a dollop of black. Very carefully paint it in. And then we're going to kind of miss the mid-tone. Go straight to the highlight. Let's give it a small dollop. Boom. That's it. That's all you gotta do. Again, like I said, these things are going to be at arm's length. I usually don't worry about doing the eyes because the eyes are incredibly tiny. They might not even be really sculpted that well. I let the ink settle into the eyes, give it kind of that dark shadowed underneath the hood of the brow. Make it look like I simulate eyes is basically what I'm doing. So now all we have to do is figure out what we're going to do. Figure out your base, and you have yourself Nimue, the Blood Queen from Hellboy the board game by Mantic Games. And I see that we're finished a little early today, so what we're going to do is we're just going to say stay safe, be safe, most of all, paint safe, and we'll see you next time in the workshop.